Hello, this is Chris from the Cinema Savvy Movie Podcast, and today I'm back with another Star Wars reaction video. This is another TV spot. I think it's an extended one, though. It's just over a minute long. It's called the Star Wars Force Awakens TV spot All the Way. I know there was a new TV spot that came out a few days ago. I think that was TV spot 11, if I'm right. I was way off when I said there was only going to be 6 of these things. There were a few ones along the way, again, that were shorter, about 16 seconds, 16, 20 seconds long. I'm not going to talk about them. If there was any new footage, it was just sort of a slightly different shot on what we'd already seen. So I'm going to give this one a watch today. I'm going to talk about it afterwards if there is anything new. But Tate's told me, George has told me, a few other people told me that this one's meant to be awesome. Like, this one's meant to be the best TV spot we've had, and I think George even compared it to the trailers as well. So we're gonna see. We're gonna give it a watch now. So I will click play now.
There's been an awakening.
Oh wow. Oh, I'm gonna have to take that back in a minute.
Yes, even you have never faced such a test.
This is...
But it's time.
All teams, give it everything you got!
You don't know what I've seen. We all need to run.
You must face them. Fight them.
Oh my god. Okay, without...
Tries to do one thing.
That lightsaber, by the way, is a YouTube. My YouTube seems to have changed. Like, along the bottom, the time bar and the volume bar is now decked out like a red lightsaber. I don't know if anyone else has had that. I mentioned it on my Facebook, and a few of my friends hadn't had it come up on theirs. Maybe it's just our one, but okay, that was without a doubt the best TV spot that's ever come out for these Star Wars. I mean, that was incredible. That was just absolute nerd chills all the way through that. So we're going to go through it. We're going to talk about some of the new footage. I'm going to speculate a little bit. I'll try and keep this video a little bit short. I know the other ones I've done have been about 15, 16 minutes long. So I'm going to try and keep this one under 10 minutes if I can. So we start off with Kylo Ren again. Not much new, but we see a new shot of some stormtroopers running down. I think this is just going to be sort of another shot of like the raid. It looks like that, not the film The Raid, but the raid that the stormtroopers are going to like go through when they're sort of tearing up the village. I think it's going to be when they land on Jakku and they're looking for Rey, who will have escaped with Finn and Han in the Falcon. And this will sort of them be, you know, tearing up the place. Or this could in fact be the very opening scene of the film if there's some kind of big attack with the First Order on a particular planet or spaceship, landing on the planet with the drawbridge coming down and then all of them running out. But I mean, that shot on its own, the lighting and everything reflecting off the armour, it just screams to me classic Star Wars, seeing those stormtroopers again. But like with this new one, they're a bit sleeker, they're a bit more iPod actually, but they look great. Love the new variation on the armour. And then a fantastic new shot that we've never seen. It looks like, I don't even know how to describe this thing. This is at Starkiller Base, and you've got sort of all the troops laid out in formation. You've got the TIE fighter on the right-hand side, and it looks like someone's giving a speech. I can't tell who that is at the front still. I thought it was Kylo Ren at first, but I think that this might be Supreme Leader Snoke, perhaps. And then in the sky, you've got this big burning red light, red sun kind of thing. I think that might be the actual weapon itself, because that red glow looks very similar to when Kylo Ren's standing looking out the window and you see it glowing outside. So I think that's going to be what the light looks like in the film. And to me, it sounds like we hear more of Andy Serkis as Supreme Leader Snoke. Obviously, in the first trailer that came out, the very, very original one with the whole "There has been an awakening, have you felt it?" that was Andy Serkis, and then it sounds like he says something else here. I'm going to give it another listen now.
Have you found it? Yes. Even you have never faced such a test.
Even you have never faced such a test. So this, to me, I think they've said that Kylo Ren isn't going to be a new Sith Lord, actually. But we know that he's going to be some kind of pupil of Supreme Leader Snoke, and this sort of sums that up here. It's like he's giving him guidance, sort of preparing him for what's to come. Maybe Supreme Leader Snoke knows of that the Jedi might come back, or that someone's in possession of the Luke Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. So that's pretty cool. I don't expect we'll see much of Andy Serkis in this film. I think he'll be sort of like this new trilogy's equivalent of the Emperor. I think he'll be very much kept in the shadows and then come more to the forefront in 8 and especially 9. But we sort of get a continuation here of the bit where it looks like Poe's getting tortured or interrogated, where Kylo Ren's sort of like using some weird dark side force power on him, and it looks like he does like a little push into his head. So I don't know if this is some kind of torture mechanic or if he's trying to get information deep from inside his thoughts. So that's cool. So we get like a payoff shot to that. We get a cool shot of Kylo Ren walking down a ramp once his cruiser's landed. This is going to be right after the raid on the planet. I'm looking now. You've got sand on the floor, and Tate mentioned in a previous video that there's the moisture evaporator poles that you can see in the background. So we know that this is going to be on Jakku for definite. So I think this is when he comes down to the planet and he's looking for people. He'll probably interrogate someone while he's down there. But great shot in it. To me, it screams the original trilogy just in this one shot to me. It looks exactly like the bit where Vader walks down the ramp at the start of Return of the Jedi, and also when the Emperor eventually arrives in Return of the Jedi as well. And you've got the ramp with the smoke that sort of sprays out. Beautiful, beautiful shot. Let's see what else we've got. So we've got pretty much exactly the same footage as we did. We get a new shot of Poe Dameron in the X-wing.
Teams, give it everything you got.
Now, when he says "give it everything you've got," if you pause on that shot and you look out, you can see that they're in space. Or I think the blue light that's coming off the side of the ship, I think that's coming off the actual engines itself. But if you look at the top left, you can sort of see another X-wing in the stars. So I think this is in space, or maybe this is when they're actually coming in for the attack on the snowy planet. I don't think that the attack... Oh, I think the snowy planet's Starkiller Base. I don't think that that's going to be the finale of the movie. Because we've been seeing some shots recently of some kind of space battle where they're shooting at some kind of metal construction. Looks very similar to the attack on the Death Star in the original Star Wars. So I think that maybe they try and take out some kind of ship or cruiser, or maybe that we've seen on the poster. We've seen that third Death Star thing, which we think is the base, so maybe the snow itself is sort of a covering, and then the metal comes out of it and covers the whole thing, and we've got like a third Death Star. That would be pretty cool. We get some new shots of like the dogfights in the sky with the TIE fighters and the X-Wings. The effects look incredible. Some of the shots in these battles you would not have got in any of the other Star Wars, original or prequel. God, they look great. I know it's very CGI, and I would have quite liked models, but we've got to come to terms that this is the modern movie era, and things like that wouldn't look as engaging now. I mean, I think they personally would, but the majority of the audience wouldn't. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some brand new aerial battles in this with TIE fighters and X-Wings. The stuff I've seen so far looks great. And then at around 43 seconds in the trailer, we see Han and Chewie emerging from the rubble. Han pulling out his blaster like an absolute badass. Is in that sort of hunched over pose with like one hand up and the gun. Classic Han pose. Looks great. So we can see from this that Han Solo's kicking ass again in this, and Chewie's right at his side. And then what's interesting about the next shot, right after that, is that single stormtrooper that looks like is the one that fights Finn, where Finn's got the lightsaber and this stormtrooper's got the brand new sort of electro staff baton thing. Now, I think someone says in the comment section here that they think that the stormtrooper's getting force pushed. But if you pause it slowly, it looks like he's about to bring the thing down. Probably, maybe he knocks Finn over, stands over him, is about to bring the thing down. And if you keep clicking and pausing very quickly, you briefly see a laser blast hit him. So what I think this is going to be, maybe this is a continuation from the hand shot. Finn might get beat down, hand might come out, shoot the thing, and take out the stormtrooper. That's my theory. I don't know who else would be on hand to shoot the gun. We know it won't be Rey, because Rey at this time is in the forest looking at the temple collapsing, and then she is confronted by Kylo Ren himself. So we don't think that that's going to be him. I think that's definitely going to be Han in that particular shot. A few new shots of something blowing up on a metal construction. Again, I think that's going to be the brand new Death Star. We have Chewie sort of roaring with someone blowing up behind him. This is just going to be on that battle near the thing. As I say, all the shots they're showing are pretty much from exactly the same scenes they keep showing, so I don't think they want to show too much. But I think we can sort of piece together a lot from what we have seen. And then that's it. I think that pretty much closes it all out. Now, because this one's called TV Spot All the Way, I'm not sure if that's going to be the last one. I really honestly don't know how many more of these things they can keep churning out, especially because it's so close to release date. But yeah, to me, that was without a doubt the best TV spot. Showed a lot more of the dark side with Kylo Ren, a little bit more of a hint of Supreme Leader Snoke, sorry. And yeah, I mean, the action just looks great in it, but I think what this is going to have is it's going to have that great action, but it's also going to have all the character moments, or at least I hope it will, like the original trilogy did. So, yeah, that'll do it for my reaction. I realised I said I wasn't going to go too long on this one, but as usual, get me talking about Star Wars, I'll keep you here all day. So, currently at 12.5 minutes. So, yeah, that'll do it for my reaction. Drop me a comment if you like this reaction, if you want to see me react to anything else. And subscribe to the channel, because we are fast approaching to our Star Wars month, where we're going to be having reviews of the prequels, the original trilogy. We're going to have top 10 lists of our favourite moments from the prequels as well as the original trilogy, all gearing up for our review on The Force Awakens when it comes out. We've all got midnight screening tickets, so that's going to be amazing. I can't wait for that. Until then, just keep checking back to the channel. We have new reviews each week with Film Club and the new releases. And check out for more of these reactions whenever they come up. So be sure to check back for all that stuff that we've got coming up. And yeah, that'll do it. Thanks, guys.